Now that GMC has survived the chopping block, it's time to grow GM's professional grade brand, and here's where they begin, with the all-new 2010 Terrain, a smaller but by no means small SUV based off the Chevy Equinox. Prior to the Terrain, GMC offered the Envoy and still does have the Acadia, but both are bigger, different kinds of animals. The Terrain traverses new ground for the brand, as this vehicle comes standard with 4-cylinder power. I started my test week with the Terrain all-wheel drive SLT-1 with the 2.4-liter 4-cylinder. This well-appointed front-drive-based unibody SUV carries a premium price, $30,000 base and $32,000 as seen here. So if you were thinking of the Terrain as a RAV4 CR-V competitor, you might be surprised by the cost. But the Terrain is bigger too, kind of a quasi-midsize SUV. And it feels that way at the helm, though the 4-cylinder, 6-speed auto powertrain does a commendable job of delivering comfortable levels of power in all but the most aggressive acceleration maneuvers. The Eco mode, which gets the transmission to its highest gear more quickly to save fuel, and with a 20 mpg city and 29 highway rating, the Terrain nicely balances SUV traits and car-like fuel economy. The optional engine is a 3-liter V6, which is underwhelming in its operation and coarse sounding, so I definitely stick with the 4 unless towing is a priority. You'll get 1,500 pounds out of this model and double that from the V6. The Terrain's butch appearance says SUV more than crossover, but with limited ground clearance, it's not your best choice for occasional trail work. With its added length, cargo carrying is a strong suit, and rear seat space is more than adequate. The interior is a step up from the rest of the crowd and helps validate its $30,000 plus sticker price. My V6 model had cloth seats, but the SLT-1 has leather and other niceties like heated seats, remote start, OnStar, rear view camera, Bluetooth, and an optional power liftgate. It's a nice place to be and a trusty companion on a long journey. But what's lacking from the Terrain, with either engine under the hood and in either front or all-wheel drive, is a sense of driving satisfaction. The Terrain's notable size and weight, combined with the ho-hum steering and a suspension void of sport tuning, makes this drive more like an SUV. Compare it with the Mazda CX-7, for instance, and the GMC is exposed for its frumpiness. So while it's competent, attractive, and modern, it's not going to elicit passion or driving enjoyment, and that's where the Terrain's toughest competitor comes to the forefront of the discussion. The CX-7 is similarly sized, priced closely, and is better suited for drivers. But if your focus is on SUV with stellar gas mileage, then give the Terrain a look. For Drive Time on Yahoo Autos, I'm Steve Hammis.